What's going on, guys? XQ420 here. You know what the deal is. You know how I get down when I come around. I am back. I am in the building. The beat is hot. The single is fresh. We keeping things right, keeping them tight. First time to the channel, stop hesitating. Subscribe button down there. Hit it for me. For your daily dose of news and commentary with a twist from your boy. It's going to change your life. Trust me on this. Today's video. The Blasio. Man having to furlough himself. Come on now. Let's jump into this. All right, article right here from the Blaze. Facing financial crisis, NYC Mayor de Blasio to furlough himself and 495 members of his staff for a week. I mean, dang, bud. I mean, you're hurting that bad? Man hurting so bad, he got to furlough himself for a week. Come on now. It don't look like it's going to save a whole lot of money either. So let's jump into this. So it says, Mayor de Blasio announced Wednesday that all members of his mayor staff, including himself, will be subject. Now, subject. Not saying that I'm going to do it, but will be subject to a mandatory one-week furlough due to the city's massive revenue shortfall amid coronavirus lockdowns. And we all know what the deal is. Look, your economic crisis wouldn't be that bad if we didn't have all this government intervention and lockdowns and the fear porn. Let's get serious, okay? The fear porn has ran rapid, bud, and it's in people's minds. The mental health of people is it's in the tank. It's in the shitter. I mean, but the psychiatrists after this one, but they're gonna be busy. Psychiatrists and opioid addiction, that stuff gonna be running rampant. So it said the policy, which forces city employees to essentially take an unpaid vacation sometime between October and March. Sometime between October and March? What do you mean? Just sometime, just whenever. Hey, just whenever you want to take it. Just between October and March, we give you a free week. And when I say free week, you ain't getting paid for it. Say, hold on a second. What if I don't want no free week? Man, I need that dust, bruh. I mean, I can't be giving you back my dust. Dang, bruh. So it said, well, 495 people, including de Blasio himself, and First Lady Shirley McCrae. Miss McCrae, it's going to affect her too. Boo-hoo. I mean, the forced furlough comes as de Blasio has so far failed to petition New York State for long-term borrowing or the federal government for a stimulus bailout. Man, everybody just wants a bailout handout. No, man. Dang. But the federal government ain't got nothing to give you. They ain't got nothing to give themselves. Man, it's all flat out fiat fake. It's just somebody in there punching on a computer. How much money you said you need? 5 billion. You just go there and type in it. Just type the numbers, 5 billion. There you go. Man, it is nowhere. It don't even exist, the 5 billion. And they ain't got it nowhere. It just typed it in the computer so you get pay me back whenever you get ready. I mean, which is never. Well, we like $29 trillion in debt. 30 trillion in debt. Something crazy like that. But that stuff ain't never going to be paid back. And you know what we've done? We have ruined future generations. Because the taxes is on the way. You can believe that. You can believe that. I heard on in Tennessee and Nashville, they had raised taxes 34%. I'm pretty sure it's property taxes. 34%. You see what I'm saying? But taxes on the way to get you. Your property taxes, whatever you own, oh yeah, they're going to burn you up. You can believe that. And for everybody who was clapping their hands for the lockdowns, I don't want to hear nothing from you. I don't want to hear you cry the blues. I want to hear you say, yes, I want to give all my money to the government because I love them, because they helped and protected me. You see, even though I'm flat broke, I'm still alive. I'm homeless. And I'm having to eat out this trash can, but hey, thank God. It's like, no, man, don't nobody want to live like that. And folks say whatever. So it said, there's a largely symbolic move as it is expected to yield $860,000 in savings. But is that it? Man, just let them work. Bo, you ain't saving nothing. It's a drop in the bucket compared to the city's $9 billion 2-year revenue shortfall. Bo, $860,000 don't even cough on $9 billion. That's like, hey man, you want this $1,000 or you want 1 cent? You're like, $1,000. I mean, you ain't gonna save but that. De Blasio, man, he's got to be one of the worst leaders as far as mayor in the country. I mean, he's flat out pitiful. You're supposed to have the beacon of all beacons, New York City. That's the place to be, the city that don't sleep. But that city right now, but you ain't gonna be able to wake it up with a with a loudspeaker, megaphone, fireworks, and gunshots. You can't wake it up, Bo. It's an economic death right now. So it says, in recent weeks, the embattled mayor has threatened laying off 22,000 city workers. Bam, there it is. Hey, Bo, we might have to let, man, the economy's already bad, and you talking about kicking out 22,000 more people without no money, without a job? Come on, man. So unless the city receive a bailout of some kind. But so far, state and federal officials have balked at his warnings. Oh, there ain't nothing to bail you out with, man. Dig into your account, man. Can you pay? Do you got $860K to pay somebody for a little bit? That's what I want to know. Can you dig in your account? Everybody who talking about a bailout, a lot of these folks got millions of dollars in their account. I'm like, man, I ain't bailing nothing, man. you should have been doing the proper things to make sure that you wouldn't run into this situation. But no, ain't nobody worried about doing the job correctly. They just spend. And then, man, I hope the government bails me out. Bo, it's stupid, man. So, of course, Trump has voiced his opposition to granting federal bailout to Democratic states and cities, which he argues suffer from significant fiscal mismanagement long before the virus. And he's correct on that. A whole lot of folks mismanaging their money. And on Wednesday, de Blasio took on a more somber tone in making the announcement. He said, "This is a step you never want to see for good, hard-working people, the folks who work here throughout this crisis. So it's with pain that I say they and their families will lose a week's pay." Man, man, you ain't got to do that. Just drag it up from where you've been stealing money from. You know what I'm saying? You see, this whole, but the amount of doo-doo that we done stepped off in by shutting the whole world down, man, they're gonna be folks. We have, in fact, killed off a whole generation, but we've killed off a whole generation. Millennials struggling. They're like 52% of them back living at home the most since, hell, I don't even know, probably since the last depression. It's like a crazy amount because they ain't got no jobs. And now you talk about if you have a kid right now, or yeah, if you have just having a kid, or you got a younger kid that's 8, 10, 12, whatever. But you got to think about what kind of shithole they gonna step off into. Man, there ain't gonna be nothing out here. We ain't got no jobs. We don't manufacture nothing. All we do is manufacture debt and do a little hospitality. And but they shut you down on hospitality, COVID. But that's why it hurt us so bad over here in the U.S. because U.S. is about strictly hospitality and entertainment. And you shut that down, boy, I mean, we crying the blues. So it said right here, we have to make tough choices to move the city forward and keep our budget balanced. Man, you don't know that. Man, $9 billion shortfall. What you know about balancing a budget? Man, $9 billion. $9 billion, man. Not $9, not 9,000, not 90,000, not even 90 million. $9 billion. Come on, man. I mean, it's just balance a budget. Boy, it make you ill. So of course it said it said de Blasio made sure to call on constituents yet again to push for federal and state representatives to act on the city's behalf. But ain't nobody coming to save you, man. And I keep telling this, and especially if you're a small guy, small businesses and the working class people, the government ain't coming to save you. That's it. Bar none, end of story. They ain't coming to save you. They said we'll keep fighting for those bigger changes. Man, you ain't got nothing, ain't nothing to fight for, man. I don't get where these people. Where do people think this money comes from? But folks got to work. People got to go and work. That's what make the economy go around. It don't go around by you sitting on your ear. It don't work like that. But that's what folks want to do right now, man. Sit around. And when you're sitting around, oh man, I love working at the house. Oh great, now there's no foot traffic out there at those little cafes and pubs and stuff like that, restaurants. There's no foot traffic at the little mom and pop retail stores. No foot traffic means those businesses go under. It means that you're actually hurting people because we need the money to circulate. But I guess people don't understand that. It's just too tough to understand, I guess. So speaking with the Times, Citizen Budget Commission President Andrew Rain argued that now 6 months into the pandemic, the mayor should have already produced a plan to tackle the debt. But there ain't no plan. The plan has always been that the federal government just going to give them the money, a.k.a. the Fed, not the federal government, because the federal government doesn't have a dime to their name. So the Fed, the FED, that privately owned bank that just produces numbers out of nowhere. That's the ones that give you the money. Said it would be great if this helps dislodge the inertia. It's hard to say if it will, and it won't. And it won't, because I mean, that's all. That's what your airlines and stuff. That's why the airlines over here, they're over here threatening. Oh man, 19,000 jobs gonna be gone in October if we can't get some more money. Yeah, because y'all they mismanage their money because they know they're just gonna get bailed out at the end of the day. And that's all we've been doing this whole time since '08. Ain't been nothing but bailouts and bourgeois. That's all it's been. So they said, in contrast, Bill Neidhart, a spokesman for the mayor, hailed the move as a significant gesture that reasserts City Hall recognizes the sacrifices that will have to be made across the board if we don't get a stimulus or borrowing. Oh my God, man. And Fox News reported that with the mayor's salary of $258,541 per year, the Blasio is set to lose just short of $5,000 during his week-long furlough. So it really took him out. You know what I'm saying? It devastated him. I'm devastated losing that $5,000. Ain't no telling what else he owns. So in closing on this, it's just, look, these guys right here, your mayors, I told you about politicians. They run the scam game because they get bailed out. They don't use the money to actually pay off debt and get themselves back in a proper ratio as far as, you know, debt and money coming in. So they don't balance their budget sheet, squander the money, and then when something happens again, they're like, hey, can I get bailed out again? It's like, no, man. I'm done with your bailouts. And him and Andrew Cuomo, well, they just single-handedly destroying New York City, man. They must not even want the thing to exist anymore. But the thing, I've seen some videos from Jason Goodman walking around, but the place like a ghost town, stuff boarded up all over the place, little cafes that are usually packed with folks. I mean, I'm like, well, is that New York City or is that somewhere else? That look like it's a little old downtown place, you know, just any old town. You just like just few folk walking around like, yep. It's like, bud, de Blasio, you got to do better. But I know you can't because you're an idiot. That's why. And I mean the lockdowns, but it is perpetrated. Well, not perpetrated. It has increased my knowledge personally of seeing how much of American cities and states have been mismanaged. That's what it's done for me. That's what I've seen. But a whole lot of folks mismanaging and stealing and scamming. That's what I've been seeing. So I'm done with the shysters. I'm done with the scammers. I need to boot them to the side and pray for NYC because they toast, man. That's what it's looking like. Look like they fully cooked. I'm talking about well done, charcoal black. You know? So let me know what y'all think about in the comment section below. It's gonna be tough for some folks all over the place. So hey, just pray for folks, cause man, we ain't even hit the crest yet. We ain't even hit the crest yet. But after this election and when it hit the start of next year, that's when some stuff gonna start going down. And if you're in a good position, if you got some cash, some assets, gold, silver, all that stuff, man, you probably able to get some stuff on the cheap. So keep your eyes out, keep yourself safe, security, all that good stuff. So let me know what y'all think about in the comment section below. As always, like, share, subscribe, click the notification bell so you know when I post in the future. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.